Hi guys, how's everybody doing? Hope you guys are doing well. Excuse me. Welcome to day 21, week 3 of our daily lessons in witchcraft. Thank you guys for following along with me. I hope you will continue to stay and tell your friends and those that you know who follow this path about the videos. Today we're going to talk about the altar. I have some information in my book, Practical Magic for the Penny Pinching Witch, and I will put the link to that down below in the description box, along with where you can find me on Facebook. Okay, paint is peeling off my desk. Odd. Anyway, sorry, I get easily distracted. So today, the altar. You as a witch, you're very, very unique. Everybody is unique, and your altar should be a unique reflection of who you are as a person, as a witch, as a practitioner, and it should encompass all of that all at once. Okay. Now there's many purposes for using the altar. One use is that it enables you to honor the universe, your beliefs, deity, the divine, even when you're not actually there with it. You know, by having it set up, if you have the space to have one set up, you know, when you have, oh, I just threw my brain glasses at the floor. Let's see. Oh my goodness. Okay, sorry guys. I guess I should put them at least on my head, if nothing else. Anyway, if you have, you know, the space to have an altar to keep up permanently, then by doing that, then, you know, even when you're not doing any magical workings, then it allows you to show your reverence for our path. Let's see. It can be used as a work table. But it needs to be big enough so that if you're going to use it for an altar and a work table, you need to make sure that it is big enough so that you have sufficient space to use to work on for crafting, you know, for building things, building tools, candles, mixing herbs, whatever. And you also use it to help you centralize your personal power. And each item that you place onto your altar is going to have a specific purpose. Don't ever put anything on your altar that's not needed, that's not necessary, because all that's going to do is just clutter it up. And you don't want a cluttered altar, especially if it's going to be one that you're going to need to actually work on. You don't want it to be cluttered. When it's dormant or when it's not in use, and you can put decorative things on it, such as, you know, candles and whatnot in for celebration or for reverence. But again, just, you know, don't clutter it up. You know, there's so many different things that you can use for an altar. You can use a nightstand. You can use shelving. You can use coffee tables, dressers, cinder blocks with pieces of wood put over the top, desks, computer tables, milk crates. I mean, you know, whatever you have will work. You know, there's nothing that's written in or carved in stone and etched in blood that says, oh, well, it has to be this. No, it doesn't work that way. Your altar can be permanent or portable, completely up to you. And, you know, choose a size that's going to be comfortable for you, one that's going to fit into your working area. If it needs to be portable, obviously it needs to be something that you can carry around. You don't want something that's, you know, 10 feet long and like 4 feet deep and sits like 2 feet off the ground if you have to carry it around, because that's not going to be very easy to carry around. The top of your altar needs to have enough space that you can work comfortably, especially if you're planning on using it as a magical work table. Okay, because not only does it have to house your typical altar items, but it also has to house the things that you're going to be working with. As a working altar, there should be enough space for you to have whatever you're working with, your standard altar items, and 2 illuminator candles. Hang on just a second. Okay, sorry guys, that was my husband. Yeah, so you need to have enough space to have at least 2 illuminator candles placed on each edge of the. Still learning out this whole camera angle thing. Anyway, so that you can have one on each edge of your table, so that you can have enough light to see what you're doing. If your altar is a permanent altar, then you may wish to keep candles or lamps or stuff like that at all times. That's, again, that's completely up to you. You can decorate your altar with symbols of magical items, your matron goddess, your patron god, whatever colors, like if you're doing a Sabbath ritual, you can decorate your altar in those colors, things of that nature. You can also decorate the top and the sides, the legs, whatever, with like a wood burning tool with magical symbols. You can carve burn your name into it with like the Theban alphabet. Later on, I actually have a book on magical alphabets, and I'm going to be going over. I'll be doing some videos later on down the line on those magical alphabets, so you can do that. In a couple of videos back, I showed you a thing that I have hanging on the wall that has my last name burned into it in the Theban alphabet, and then around the outer edges, in Theban it says "and harm and undo what thou wilt." Some witches will tell you that you have to place your altar at the northern point. No, you don't. If you want to, you can. By all means, you can. You don't have to. Yeah, you don't have to. Not a necessity. Okay. But you can if you want. And I think a lot of people, a lot of witches will say that you have to cast at the northern corner just because of tradition. When you cast your circle anyway, around your altar, you're not working in the present dimension anyway. So, north, south, east, and west, they are reference points of what we would call the material world. Okay, they don't matter in the magical dimension. Okay, if that makes sense. Let's see, I need to real quickly check. Yeah, I think we got time to go ahead and do the altar items. We're at 9 minutes now. Okay, real briefly, and later on we'll get, into more detail with all of these items. But right now we're going to talk briefly about the altar tools. And the tools on your altar, where you place them, that'll all change with the seasons, with celebrations, or with what you need as you grow. And you discover, okay, yeah, I don't need 900 different things on my altar. I can get away with 20. Okay. You're going to collect various tools over the years. You're going to make various tools over the years. Same thing with your decorations. Some things are going to become standard for each ritual. Others are just going to be like periodic, like, seasonal for specific Sabbaths or specific Esbats, whatever. You need to, I recommend an altar cloth. It's not necessary. It's not a necessity. I just recommend it. And that's just so you don't actually like damage the actual top of your altar, whatever it is you choose. Mine is generally, I got mine from, I have several. I want to say I got them from a dollar store. Maybe from a big box store, like when they were on sale, used a coupon, something like that. I have them in all of the basic colors: Roy G. Biv, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet. Then I have black and white and gray. Okay. I also have pink. And a couple of other colors. So anyway, and I just buy bed sheets, flat sheets, twin size flat sheets. Just the cheapest ones you can find. And I just, cut them down to where they drape over completely, and then they go all the way to the floor. That's one option. You can go to the dollar store and see about getting like plastic tablecloths, usually over in the like the birthday area where they have like the wrapping paper and gift bags and whatnot. Sometimes they have tablecloths and stuff for parties. You can use those. And I have so many colors so that I can associate my tablecloth, the color of my tablecloth, so that it works with whatever magical working I'm doing. Because I'm OCD like that, everything has to match. Yeah, I recommend getting an altar cloth. Oh, excuse me. My goodness. Candle holders need to be large enough so that they can catch any wax that drips. That's why I prefer to use jar candles. A lot of times you can go to the dollar store and they have votive candles there for like $4 or $5 for $1. They don't have a wide selection of colors, so as I've told you numerous times, if you don't have color you need, use white. You can substitute white for any color, and that works just as well. There's a lot of times that I actually do that. You want to make sure that your candles aren't going to get knocked over in case your table gets bumped, because we definitely don't want you burning your house down just for the sake of ritual. That would be absolutely terrible. So make sure that your candles and your table both are sturdy, so that in case you bump the table, you don't have anything drastic happen that is going to be completely tragic. Most witches will like to have a representation of their deity, their divinity, the divine, their god, their goddess, whatever you want to call it, on the altar. This can be in the form of statues. It can be in the form of a picture that you drew or painted, or one that you found online and printed out. Just make sure if you print it off the internet, if it's not your own work, you need to write on the back of it where you found it from, so that you can always remember, who you got it from. Statues. It can be even something so simple as taking a piece of paper. Here I have. How do I use that? Let's see. Okay, I'll use this piece right here. Okay, it can be something just as simple as writing their names on a piece of paper, just like this. That's my matron goddess, my patron god. Use that. Sculptures, there's so many different things that you can use. I do use a gold candle for representing the god. I use a silver candle for representing the goddess. You do not have to do that. You can use white candles. I know a lot of witches will use a white candle and a black candle, just because, it's the whole duality thing, like the yin and the yang. That choice is up to you. Let's see, you need to have space for an incense burner, holy water, a cup or a chalice, and a pentacle. The pentacle is always placed in the center. of the altar or above it, like hanging on the wall. That, you know, that's completely up to you. You need to have also, this is optional, but a lot of witches do this. I do this. You need 2 objects that are exactly the same with one regard, and that is to color. One is black, one is white. And it could be something so simple as you taking a pop can, painting one white, painting one black. There you go. That represents, it represents balance in all things. Ultimately, that's what we strive for, is balance in all things. You can use one to repel and the other one to draw. You know, so now what I want you to do is I want you to grab your notebook, pen, piece of paper, pencil, piece of paper, whatever, and I want you to put at the top of it, my new altar. Okay. This, you know, this even works if you already, even if you already have an altar. This will kind of give you, you know, maybe some ideas for refreshing it, bringing it up to date, or anything, you know, anything like that. I want you to write. I want you to answer these questions. What type of illumination, what type of light can you work by? Can you work just by candlelight? Do you need a lamp? Do you need, you know, can you use an oil lamp? Do you need like an actual electrical lamp? What kind of light do you need to work by? Okay, it's question 1. Next, what are you going to use for an altar cloth? Are you going to go to the dollar store and check out the tablecloths in the party section? Or are you going to check out maybe their bed sheets? Go to your big box store, check out their bed sheets, see if you can find a coupon. Get them really, really cheap. Depending on the size of your altar, you may be able to have, you know, like if you were to get like a twin size fit or a twin size flat sheet, you may be, if your altar is small enough, you may be able to cut it down and have 2. You know, that way if you ruin one, well, you already have another. You don't have to go out and buy another one. So that's what I want you to think about. What are you going to use for an altar cloth? What tools and representations of the deity, divine, God, goddess, whatever you want to call them. What tools and representations are you going to want to put on your altar? Do you want statues? Do you want photos? Do you want just something simple like this, where I just wrote their names on a piece of paper? That's what I want. It's something else you need to think about. You know, how do you want to represent them? Okay. Next, you need to think about what kind of altar do you think you're going to prefer. Do you want it to be made out of wood? Do you want it to be something that you went out in the woods and collected everything and built it yourself? Do you want it to be pre-made? You know, what type of material do you want it to be made out of? Are you going to make it? Are you going to buy it? Are you going to have someone else make it for you? Are you and someone going to make it together? You know, are you going to use something that you already have? These are all things that you need to think about in regards to the actual physical altar itself. Okay. And then the last question is, where are you going to place it? Is it going to be in the corner of your bedroom, in the corner of your living room, in your closet, your bathroom, outside, in your kitchen, you know, wherever. You need to think about where you're going to put it. You know, is it going to go inside the house? Is it going to be outside the house? What room are you going to put it in? What corner is, you know, is that specific area that you're thinking of? Are you going to have enough privacy? Do you have to worry about if friends or whatever come over, are they going to mess with it? Because if they are, then it needs to be put in a room where they're not going to have access to. So I want you to think about those things. If you get your altar built, or you have an altar already, find me on Facebook at the Penny Pinching Witch. It's the .penny.pinching.witch. I'll put it down below in the description box. Like the page, and post pictures of your altars. I would love it. I would absolutely love it. I'd love to see what everybody else creates for their own magical space. All right. Well, guys, it's been 20 minutes. That's 20 minutes of your life you're never going to get back. If you found me by accident, click the subscribe button down below. If you found the video helpful or liked it, throw me a thumbs up. If you have any questions, you can private message me on YouTube, even on Facebook. No nasty comments down below. I will delete them, report them as spam. Be kind to each other. You never know what battle somebody else is fighting. Don't want to have to deal with karma. She's not a nice one. And I will put the link to the book, Practical Magic for the Penny Pinching Witch, down below. It's available on paperback and on Kindle. Alright guys, we made it 3 weeks. So that's it for today. And we will see you guys tomorrow for day 22. Bye guys.